So we are live on YouTube.
Perfect.
Let me start the recording here. I forgot to start the recording last week, so.
Oops.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. RJ Horner here, founder, co-founder, and facilitator here with Beacon of Leadership. I'm here along with my partner, Curtis. Would you like to tell them who you are?
Good evening, guys. My name is Curtis Leon. I'm also one of the founders for Beacon of Leadership. Me and RJ are partners. Happy to be here today. And today we're talking about priorities, right, RJ?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And for most people, priorities might actually be a list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not one priority for anybody. So again, chances are we have a list of priorities, right?
Absolutely.
And then so I mean, I don't know about you. I think you're probably the same as me. My top priority is my family. You know what I mean? My wife and the quality time. That is my top priority. But I also have so go ahead.
I think a lot of people have that one. Family is always important. The next would probably be your finances, maybe.
For sure. It's definitely important. Otherwise, you're not having a good family life. Trust me, I know on that one.
What about your physical health?
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. And then so is there a difference between priority and obligation?
I think so. I think priority, you make it happen no matter what. And obligations, you can hum and haw over it if it may or may not happen. That's what I'm thinking. Because you're obligated to show up for something, and then it's like,
well, that's what I was getting at, is that I consider them priorities, but my job is, you know what I mean? It's a priority, but it's also an obligation in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when I leave work and I come to do this, I come to be, being a coach and a host on the side, that I'm working on top of my job. That's a priority because I've made it a priority. I've made it something that's important to me.
Does it become an obligation though? Because you have to do it?
This you're talking about?
Yeah.
It does in a sense, but not if you're doing the something that you want to do, right? Something that's your own initiative, right? There's where it becomes a priority, because if you don't put that as a priority, you're not going to show up. You're not going to be there when you need to. You need to do something important, right?
Yep, for sure.
So for me, my house and my home, my family, that's important to me. That's a priority. Then this job or this work that I'm doing outside of outside of my full-time job and outside of my family is a priority. But then it's a matter of how to maintain those priorities. How do we keep it up? So, and the reason I bring this up is because last week you were supposed to join us. We were going to host a podcast called "Are You Serving?" Right?
That's right.
We will do that again, you and I together. We'll have that discussion. I want to hopefully have a bigger panel discussion.
For sure.
But you were not able to come. You weren't able to show up.
Trying to juggle a couple of things. Post-go camping with the family, so I try to pack the vehicle, get stuff ready. I said, I got the podcast, and then we just sort of like, oops, what time is it? Oh crap, it's after 7. I was like, I was all ready to go. I had the thing set up here, ready to roll, and then got busy doing something else. I was like, oops, there goes the time.
So that does happen. We lose ourselves. You know what I mean? So what happened was, I mean, we had committed to this. This is our Friday evening, session we do every week. So we are committed to this. We are, it's a priority for us. But I mean, we just said family's a priority. Family's the most important priority in both of our lives, I believe, right? So, I mean, if you have camping to do or something, look, it's summertime.
Oh yeah,
we're going to have social activities. We picked Friday at 7 p.m. Just because it's the end of the work week. People can, have an opportunity to absorb our content over the weekend. So we thought Friday was a good time. You know what? Maybe that's something we'll change in the future.
Hey, maybe if people are listening, maybe they have a better date and time they would like to listen to, perhaps.
That's a good call. And you know what? Maybe we should put a survey out there or do something of that nature so that we can find out what's a more adequate time.
Well, go to contact beaconofleadership.com and leave a message for us there. Email us.
Please, yeah, send us an
Thank you.
email. And Curtis gave us the email address, contact@beaconofleadership.com. Because we're trying to figure this out, right? We're trying to build something that's here for everybody. It's a resource for everybody, and it's valuable for everybody. So, and we want to be able to have those panel discussions. It's great that you and I have a discussion,
Absolutely.
but it's nice to have other authorities come in and
Absolutely.
chime in and talk about what are their whatever the discussion of the week is. So we're going to post it out there for people to come and join us.
Yeah, so you can put it out there now. So they want to join us, contact us. We'll have to have you on, right?
And again, they know the email address, right?
Right on, contact@beaconofleadership.com.
Thank you. Because and the reason I say that is, again, we're in summer. There's going to be social activities. There's going to be many things that come up that may take precedent over this, right?
Absolutely.
Especially social. Like, okay, and let's talk about it. Today, I almost had to miss our show because life happens. My wife came home and goes, "I decided we're going out for dinner tonight."
Instead of cooking, yeah.
Yeah, and I was half asleep. I didn't even think about it until I got your message, and then I went, "Oh my God, I can't miss the show. How am I going to do this?" Like, yeah, so I sent you that message.
Yep.
And then I told my wife, I said, I have the podcast at 7:00. Like, are we forgetting that? She's like, "Oh, yeah." She says, "Okay, well, we won't be done by 7. So why don't we just go to McDonald's instead?" So we had McDonald's dinner today. By the way, that's a free ad for McDonald's. Not like they don't get enough of them. By the way, McDonald's was crazy busy today. Wow. Nobody wants to cook on a Friday afternoon like this.
I'm making lasagna right now while we're talking.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Not cooking more on the show, but I just put
it's too bad you live so far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, we're going to have things that come up that are going to keep us from doing this these Friday night broadcasts.
It's just one of those things. Just we got to push it and get to do what we got to do. Find ways around it when things come up. Especially summertime, a lot of routines kind of broken up a little bit because you have holidays, you have this, you have that going on, right? Other things come up, as you know. Did we holiday summer, RJ?
Sorry?
Have any summer time off?
Oh yeah, I've got lots. The summertime is when I take my vacations. So like I said, we came back from Mexico a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to Cuba again in another week and a half.
Yeah, so we have to juggle the podcast, something or other, right? So we'll still be on. It'll just be
I'm gonna be in Cuba on Friday, the 10th or the 9th? No, 8th.
July 10th.
6th, 7th, 8th. The 8th of July.
Oh wow.
I'll be in Cuba.
So
I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like down there. And
I know. Well, if we're in the hotel, it should be good, right? And then
we shall see. So I'm going to try. We'll talk about it closer to the date. But I'm going to try to
see what happens. If technical difficulties, we'll just do something back up, a recording or something, right?
And so that was another thing too. Is you mentioned that, right? Is that again? This is a priority for us. In order to have that commitment to the people out there. Perhaps we should do some pre-recorded sessions, just topics, you know what I mean? Just like we're discussing priorities today, right? We'll pick a topic, discuss that topic, and that way, whenever there is a Friday where you or I can't be here both together, like last week. Now, you know me, I'm good at talking. I can fill in, I can put something out there. So I did a broadcast last week, but again, you know what? There may be times when either of us might not be able to be here. So it might be simpler to just have a discussion set, you know what I mean? Yep. So that, okay, so we weren't able to have our regular show today. Here's a session we recorded on such and such a date. Please enjoy it, that sort of thing. So that we do have a broadcast, and because we want to honor our commitment to people out there. Again, we have made this a priority, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we've talked about the different priorities we have in our life. Is there any other priorities we're thinking of that are important to people that they choose?
Self-improvement.
Oh, very good one.
Developing yourself, making yourself better, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to courses, you take courses online, or you go to workshops, or you go to, what's the thing you went with pick last week?
Well, that was a real estate seminar.
Yeah, you go to seminars like that.
Yep.
Meet lots of people, you have fun, great way to network, meet new people. Perfect. So that's part
Oh,
of
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, I started studying personal development 10 years ago. And I knew that you could go to seminars and you can have the coaching was just starting up really back then.
Yep.
Um, I knew you could do this stuff. Masterminds were something I was just learning about, but I didn't know how to change myself. I didn't know how to go get a coach. I couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? That's part. Look, when you're broke and frustrated and struggling,
Yep.
finding a coach that you can pay is a problem, right?
Yeah, it's one of those funny things they say that if you do it, you'll make it. But the funny thing is, though, I think if you just saved up your money instead of buying all those courses over the years, if you just prioritize
Right.
saving the money, okay, it's $5,000 for this coach for a few months or whatever. You just got to find the right guy that gives you the
Mhm.
right price, right? And
Yeah,
that's
but the
the
problem is,
budget
and the
for
thing is, when you're drowning in debt, though, and because
fun.
there's a lot of people out there that are,
Yep.
to consider spending that $97 or $497 or whatever the
Oh, yep.
price of the program or the coaching is, right?
Yep.
It's hard to consider spending that money. Now, we in this industry we tell people it's an investment in you,
It is.
right? That's $5,000 that you're talking about, right? To $5,000,
Yep.
knowing that that's going to improve your life more than that value you're spending. So
Yes.
you're considering an investment in
So,
yourself.
yeah, it's like return on investment, right? How much you're going to get out of it for yourself to make it better or the direction you want to go, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, and so at the time, I was frustrated, angry. We've had this discussion. I was peed off at the world, right? And I knew I needed something different in my life. And
oops.
until I made growth a priority,
Yep.
then I couldn't, there was nothing I could do. I was just struggling, frustrated. But once I made personal growth a priority, I found options. So, like we were talking about the coaching,
Yep.
or the mentoring. Look, success leaves clues. We've heard this expression, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, what does that mean?
It means that there's things out there. If you can find it, you'll figure it out.
So, everybody who's had a journey before us
Mm-hmm.
has left a message behind them.
Yep.
There are many authors, autobiographies, books, study
Yep.
programs out there. Guess what? These resources are all available at the public library
Yep. Good
for
portion.
free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all it requires is a library card. So you do have to have an address,
Yep. Well, I think
right?
most
That's the
people should
only
have one.
obligation.
But even homeless people have gotten out of the rut themselves too. Some of the stories go.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. But that's the point, is that there's once you make it a priority, there's always ways to make it happen, right?
Yep. Setting a goal or objective for yourself to accomplish. Some
Yeah.
people just make that one decision in their life and that's it. I think Tony Robbins has something about that too, doesn't he? About making a decision and then you just go for it no matter what
Yep.
the cost or the strenuous parts of your life that may happen. You just keep
Now
on
that
moving, right?
yeah, and that is difficult. There's no doubt about it. To if you're in if you're not habitually able to just do something, to make that decision, go make it happen, make that decision, go, because that, you know what, that should be a normal practice in our life,
I hope
right?
so. Yep.
Here's what I want. How do I get it? Here's what I do. Go get it.
Yeah.
It should be
Yeah.
that simple.
Well, it is kind of, but we have limited beliefs and all the other negative thoughts we have within. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. I'm scared. What if I don't fail? What if I fail? What if people think I'm stupid or I make a fool of myself, right? We have all those different thoughts, but sometimes you got to be more positive to ourselves, right?
Mhm. I want
Self-talk.
to do an episode coming soon, but and I'm going to start asking our community to join, like specifically asking people to join us,
Yep.
because I want to carry on a discussion about overcoming fear,
Yep.
because that's a big one. Look, I still have fears that prevent me from doing these things that I say are a priority for me,
Yep.
right? It's not so much a fear of failure for me; it's a fear of success.
Maybe. Yeah, you don't know, right?
Right. I don't know what that will bring, right? So it bothers me and I'm scared of that.
It's
So
that's
that's still a fear that holds me
yep.
back.
Oh yeah. It's a fear. It just sometimes people don't understand that it's a positive fear that is also a fear. Because you have negative fears like, oh, I'm scared I'm gonna fail, I look stupid. But it'd be the opposite too. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna be super successful. I'm gonna do all the money. What kind of people are gonna start coming around who want stuff from me or this or that, right? So we create these thoughts within is like, but it's never true. It never comes true because we think of it, it doesn't happen. If you won the lottery tomorrow, I was like, oh my God, I won the lottery. Like, oh
So
my God.
I know we're
Right?
not discussing fear. We were talking
No.
priorities today, but you said something there, and that's fear is something that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
We're worrying and stressing about something that more than likely 98% chance that this thing you're worrying about is not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Think about that, right? And I'm just putting a number to it. It might be less or more. I'm not, I'm not one of those
yeah.
people who's throwing statistic out there to make it sound good. But think about that, is that most instances are
Mhm.
stopped because of fear.
Yes.
And fear is that thing that really more than likely will not happen. So
Yeah.
wow. Think about that. People just stopped doing how many billions of things at this point could have been created
Yeah.
if you know what I mean, if people just took action on that thing they thought of.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have a lot of problems with that, right? Taking action's a big deal for a lot of people, right?
Hey, look, let's talk about it. You and I have been at this, what, nigh on about 3 years now.
Yeah.
We've been together trying to
Yeah.
put something together. Now,
Mhm.
we've been taking action,
Yeah.
imperfect action. We didn't know what we were doing, what we
Nope.
were working on, how it was going to
No.
work
We
out.
just try this, try that, and see what happens.
We
And
were showing up,
yeah.
doing what we had to do, putting
Yeah.
things together, until it became what we figured out. This is our business. This is what we need to start doing. And I'm proud of what we got, what we're working on. We're still growing.
Yeah.
But the point
Absolutely.
is, we were stopped for a long time. There was a lot of beliefs that we had to overcome. We had to, keep working at it and keep
Mhm.
convincing ourselves that this is the path. This is what needs to happen. This is
Yeah.
what we need to do. And pivoting too. That's another thing too,
Yeah.
right? We had to
Absolutely.
learn and grow and learn and grow and adapt. And so that was part of the process. So I know we got sidetracked from priorities, but this is the conversation, right? There are so
Yeah.
many things. Look, once you make things a priority, things are going to come up in life.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Life
there's
is
so
always
many
going to
different
hit you with
things.
something. Sorry?
Yeah. I said with priorities, if you know what your game plan is, you can get there faster, right?
That's the key. And that's why I wanted to talk to about them. Because look, you know what? This show is a priority to us,
Yep.
but our family is a bigger priority to
Yep.
us. So
Yep.
how do we manage the two, right? Because look, we've said this is a priority, but our family comes first.
Yep. Well, they know what we're doing. We let them know and say, hey, we're doing this on Fridays at 7. Give me a break. I gotta do this for like about an hour ish, right? Or so or less,
Yeah, it'd be
depends.
a
But
half an hour or
yeah,
so. I don't.
I usually block an hour out just in case, right?
Yeah, that's probably the best idea. And
Yeah.
we'll give ourselves an hour to put the show on because we never know. How many times have we had a meeting and we said, oh, it's going to be a quick one today.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
look and it's the hour and change.
Oh
We're
my
going,
gosh.
okay, I got to get
Oh,
going.
I get going. You got other things to do. Yeah. It
So we
happens.
can have discussions like that. That's
Yeah.
going to happen. But I love that too. So you never know where the show is going to go or what we're going to talk about.
Also, when you have guests on, it goes a bit longer anyway, no matter what.
For
So
sure.
yeah.
And so I want to keep it to 40 minutes. I
Yep.
really do.
Cool.
But you never know where it's going to go, especially like you say, when you have guests. We
Yeah.
we had two panelists on. In fact, a couple times we had two panelists on and
Yep.
went over an hour.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, they had lots to talk about. It was really good conversation. And it's like, boom, there you go.
and so that's the thing too. I will say when we move forward, I want people to understand there's great conversation here. There's going to be so much value offered
Mhm.
in the genuine conversation, the
Yeah.
interaction. Hopefully we'll never be boring here. I hope my enthusiasm can kind of
Yeah.
carry
Well,
people.
yeah. Yeah. For sure. Honestly, why not? You're pretty excited guy to talk to. So I like it.
Thank you. And that's part of my thing is I like to keep people
Yep.
interested, right? I
Yeah,
want to,
absolutely.
and so I learned a long time ago to adjust my tone and not be
Yep.
just one delivery.
Yeah.
I was like that at a period of time when I was a youth,
Yep.
and I don't know why, because I've never been the quiet type. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I've used my voice. So,
I have
but I
always been
was at
kind of
one point in
quiet.
time
So
just very monotone, very one,
yeah.
and I learned how to infuse different tones and different.
Tonality, yeah, tonality, your voice. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. It's a learnable skill. So anybody can learn to speak and be able to speak on stages too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Listen, I will tell you what. So I started this podcasting journey, probably about 6, maybe even 7 years ago now.
Oh wow.
So
The diet, the
Den of Pride
Den
was
of Pride.
my
Yeah.
first foray into podcasting
Right on.
myself.
Yep.
Um,
I remember that.
yeah, I've got some. So I've been at this for a while, but it's all about learning and growing and changing, right? So
Yep.
doing
Yep.
different things. So, but again, it's because I knew this is what I wanted to do for a living. I
Perfect.
wanted to be somebody who helps people.
Yep.
I wanted to be a motivational speaker, and that was another thing. Like I was saying, with the library led me to all these books, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then next thing I started picking up audiobooks.
Yeah. I love them. I love
So
audiobooks.
yeah, because now you can take them on the go. So
Yeah.
I can't
Drive
read and
around, go
drive at the
here.
same time, right? I can't read
Yeah,
a book while I'm driving. But I could have
you
Zig
listen to
Ziglar in
it.
my ear
Yeah.
talking to me about Auto University, and
Yeah.
so I can. So when I discovered audiobooks, what a game changer that
Oh
was.
yeah.
And then I used to at night I used to put on YouTube videos as I'm falling asleep. So take it in sort of subliminally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watching YouTube videos as I'm falling asleep, so
Actually, I listen.
of audiobooks, of personal development
Yeah.
information.
Perfect.
So I began taking this information in like 24/7.
Yeah.
So
YouTube's great.
I'm pretty sure in the last 10 plus, actually, it's been about 10 years now,
Oh yeah.
that I will have taken my 10,000 hours of
Oh,
personal development, of leadership,
nice.
of business. This has been a study for me. So, and I'm going to continue that study. That's
Good.
not going to stop now that, now that I've started serving people. um, I need to keep that up on a higher level,
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure.
want to be just like Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn. You know what I mean? I want to
Yeah.
travel and teach people at the same time. Brian
Yep.
Tracy, you know what I mean? Brian
Yeah,
Tracy's
for
taught
sure.
people all over the world.
Yep. Yep. Well, you're putting it
Um,
out there, so it's gonna happen, right? So the
oh, it is
universe
going to
knows.
happen, absolutely. So it's just a matter of how big it becomes for me, right? How
Yeah.
big of an enterprise it
Well,
will become.
dream big, and it'll be whatever you wanted it to be.
Well, I've got some ideas behind that. And here's another thing. You know what? Fear. Let's talk about that fear again. I could, if I was to share it with the right people,
Yep.
I could start making this happen.
Sure you can. Why
But for
not?
whatever reason, I'm afraid of those conversations.
Yep. Well, just get fear and go for it, right? Just ask little questions about it, little conversational pieces to those people that you want to talk to. And say, hey, well, what do we think about this? And they'll say, oh, hey, it's a great idea. Or maybe say, maybe whatever. It's like, oh, you might need to take this other course. So they give you ideas, right? You ask those questions and get the answers. And you don't have to be committed. You just got to ask certain questions and get the answers you need. That will help you move that direction. That's how I'm looking at it. That's why you do ask questions like, oh, what do you think about this funnel here, this company or here, or this, right? And that's why sometimes like we use System.io because I've asked a few questions and I've tested things and I've asked other people about it and they all like, oh, hey, it's great. It's free. A lot of people out there are using it now. So it's great.
I like that you brought that system to us.
Yep.
You know what? It's so valuable to us, and this is not a plug for them or anything like that. We're not getting affiliate commission because we mentioned
Actually, if they sign
System.io.
up with our little button when powered by System.io, we get commissions on that.
Oh,
Actually.
thank you. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. I did
Yep.
not notice that.
It's not much,
Um,
but something anyway. So
Okay, got you. No, thank you for that. But again, I'm glad you brought this system to us because it is a very integrated
it's great. Yeah.
CRM, custom retention system, right?
It's perfect. And the email deliverability is freaking
And email
phenomenal.
deliverability and the response rate. We're getting a very high
Yep.
response rate.
Yep.
So I'm very proud of that. Like,
It's good.
you know what? We have, I don't know what happened. We had 51 members on our list. Now when I see the emails, it's only 30 some odd going out.
It depends on the tags. That's why some
Well,
people
I
are
think,
not
oh, okay,
tagged.
so we'll have to change our tags then because I want everybody on our list is a VIP member.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
we
easy to
need to
do.
make sure they're
Yep,
under that tag and that everything goes out to everybody because I think
perfect
our
on
only
the list.
emails are only going out to 30 some odd people.
Okay, I didn't know that. So take a look.
Oh, I get a look. I check out the analytics every once in a while. But I like that system. So I'm glad you brought
Oh,
it up because again,
yeah,
and so that's another thing too. Look, we're talking about priorities, and in order to make things happen for yourself, in order to do these things on top of your job, on top of your
yeah.
family, or whatever
It's a lot
your
of
other
work.
priorities are, If you wanted to put together a business like this, and that's who we're supporting, right?
Mhm.
We're supporting the thought leaders, the coaches, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs who want to build a business around their passion and their calling. So if you wanted to do this, you need to know the parts that come along with it,
Yes,
right? So
absolutely.
but there are all kinds of tools that will help you along the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is that's part of my program that I'm putting together, the professional power up.
Yep.
So the idea behind that program is I'm gonna walk people through from wherever they are now. Now, there's some people at zero. They have no idea where to go. They know they have a business. They know they want to be an author, a speaker, a
Mhm.
coach, but they don't know how to put that together.
Yep.
I can help walk them through that because
Fantastic.
again, we've been through this. We've been in this industry. We know who to talk to. We know what the
Yep.
next stages are. We know what you need to put together to make your business operational.
Right on.
So we're going to walk people through that. So I
Yeah.
hope
So we can
people.
actually be accountability partners too for people as well as coaches,
Mhm.
right? To
And
help
I
them
think I'm
along the
going to put
way.
an ad in here at this spot for our professional power up course,
Mhm.
because again, I'm offering a 6 months coaching for
It's pretty good.
less than $100 a month. So
Yep.
proud of that. Because again, it's called professional power up, and I love P's. I love letters. Of course, I use similar letters. So if you know my book, it's 10 A's, right? The 10
Yep.
steps to achieve. They're
Yep.
all A's.
Yep.
So my courses that I put together, I take you from potential leader to portentous leader, like 3 different stages of leadership.
Yep.
3 different courses. They're all P's. They're
Yep.
all P's. Every step or stage or module starts with P.
Yep.
So
That's interesting. It's an interesting way of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then this one we're gonna prepare you, position you, practice, promote you, or no, package your program and then
Yep.
promote you. So
Nice.
that's the 5 P's. That's my 5P system to get you from zero to hero, wherever you want to
Mhm.
be in your business. We're gonna get you there.
Cool. I like it.
And so, because that's the kind of stuff we're working at here, right? We're trying to
Yep.
build this out, not just I mean, look, we want to build a business around this, right? There's no
Yep.
doubt about that. And that requires income. We need to bring in some income. So I hope people find value in this. But that's the thing that's what we started with. We wanted to add value to people. That was
Yep.
our entire mission when we started this, right? So
So you
I'm
should put the
hoping
plug in there for YouTube then. Subscribe and like our channel.
I guess you just did, didn't you?
Yep.
That was another thing I heard the other day. And we need to put a subscribe button. So at the end of the video, we can put in. You can, apparently, I don't know how it can be done. This is something it's a technical thing, so maybe you're gonna have to figure
Yep.
it out.
On
But
YouTube,
create
you
on
can add
Canva a
it.
YouTube thing, you know what I mean, the logo, or but you can actually set up a button so that people can click on it at the end of the show.
Right on.
Maybe it's through the cards or something. I don't know,
Yep.
but we'll figure that one out because I would like to be able to look. We want to build this subscription, right? We
Actually, it's
want
already on our
people.
channel. It's a little lower on the YouTube
Yeah, the
channel,
little
bottom
subscribe,
corner, the
the
beacon
little,
of leadership.
yeah.
You push that button. That's actually a subscribe button. But we also have to say it each time we're on air.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
such.
But at the end of the show, you put up a screen so that it
Yep.
subscribe to our channel.
Oh,
Just a reminder.
end channel, ending
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we can do that.
So that's something we'll have to do. So, is there anything else we want to say about priorities? That was our discussion today. It went all over the charts. We talked about
Oh, we're
so
just
many
discussing
issues.
stuff, right?
Yeah. But is there anything around priorities that really we haven't discussed today? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot, but we wanted to carry on an open discussion,
Yeah.
right? We didn't want to
Yep.
set a
Anything in between or whatever. I just think just create a list of what you want to talk about, determine what's necessary and unnecessary in your list, right? Don't get overwhelmed by the list if you happen to do the list, obviously, right? Be willing to compromise. Sometimes, we compromised last week because I wasn't able to make it because I was just doing something else and I lost track of time. So you compromised by putting the show on anyway, right?
Yep.
That's cool. And then we just got to figure out what our most productive days are. I think Fridays for us is doing pretty good. I don't know. Maybe we can switch it up or something. I don't know. I think for now we're doing good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about changing it. The only reason I mentioned that is I want us to be very interactive. I want,
Perfect.
again, maybe this time is not suitable for us. Maybe we find out throughout this summer that we were only able to meet 5 times this summer, right? Maybe
Yep, just pick
Fridays is
every
not a
day.
good day. So
Who
we will
knows?
figure that stuff out
Yeah,
moving
yeah, the
forward.
show will go on no matter what.
Yeah, we're gonna
They
have
say in show
and we're gonna
business.
have other content for people as well.
Yeah.
The Friday show, I want it to be a panel discussion. Now,
Yep.
even if it's just you and I coming out to discuss a topic,
Yep.
great. We put out some content. We hopefully had added value. But I want people from our community to join us. I want people to show up and have that discussion on these major topics that affects those thought leaders, the coaches,
Yep.
authors, speakers, entrepreneurs who are trying to
Sure.
build their business.
Yep. So try to keep our distractions low, because I was distracted about camping and trying to get the vehicle ready. So I was distracted by that, and therefore I wasn't able to show up on time. And when I finally
So,
decided to show up, I was like, "Oh, damn, it's too late."
well, having said that, look, your family is a priority, right?
Yep.
Just make other arrangements.
Yeah,
If
for
that's
sure.
the case, you know what?
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with making your family a priority and say, no, sorry, we
Absolutely.
got to go camping today. My daughter needs to go camping. We're going camping,
It's
right?
Father's Day weekend camping. Yeah.
Yeah, your daughter's the boss in that situation, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that, making that decision,
Yep.
but just let it out there. You know what I mean? Numerous times I'll notice I have an appointment and I'll go, oh, no, sorry, that doesn't work for whatever reason. And it might be a small reason to deal with family or something else.
Yep.
But I try to let people know as early as possible so that other arrangements can be made.
For sure. Perfect. That's great. That's good. Yeah, just part of the planning, right?
Yeah. Then that's the thing. Plan it out, right? Plan your priorities. Plan based on your priorities.
Yep.
So I hope this was valuable for people out there today.
Yep.
We're
Just leave
going
a
to try and
comment.
keep.
Leave
Yeah,
comment.
please do that. Give us a little bit of a call to
Feedback.
action.
Yep. Yeah, just give us some feedback. Give a comment below on YouTube or wherever you may be watching. Can you put this on Facebook too as a thing?
I post the links.
Okay.
So a backlink.
Right on. Cool. Yeah.
But you could
subscribe.
also, on any of the posts, please put your comments. We want to hear from you. You know what? When's a good time to have the show? Would you be involved if we changed it?
Yep.
Is there something you liked about our discussion today? Is there something you didn't agree with about our discussion?
Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
carry
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that discussion
Yeah, for sure.
beyond this podcast. So
Perfect.
I hope people liked it. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope we continue to add value. So again,
Absolutely.
I'm RJ Horner, along with
Curtis Leong.
and we are your beacon of leadership. Thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us today.
Thank you.
Until next time, better days ahead.
All right. See you guys.